second here. Walton Trotting. DeJarbo on the outside has the lead, but Animated Missions has the inside advantage.
It was just like the old days. Trotting colts in the $490,000 Kentucky Futurity having to go to a third heat to decide the winner of the final leg of the Trotting Triple Crown. Hi everyone, I'm John Pavlak. Welcome back to Ion Harness Racing. Man of many missions and DeJarbo took turns winning the first two heats of the Kentucky Futurity and then got behind the gate for a third heat to decide the winner of the Autumn Classic.
29-4 in that third split, and the sprint is on as DeJarbo comes charging up on the outside, and DeJarbo is taking the lead. It's DeJarbo in front with an eighth of a mile to go. Man of many missions trying to fight back to him on the inside. DeJarbo by a head. Man of many missions dead game and coming back at him. Man of many missions takes the lead. DeJarbo on the outside. Man of many missions.
Up today, that's right. One of our ups today. But he's had, most of them have been up. I mean, we just had a couple of them that were roughing it. It happened to come at the wrong time.
What were your thoughts during the mile and where David was positioned?
You know, the first thought I had was when the other horse got by him that maybe we can't come back. But I thought the other horse might pull a little bit earlier in the turn since we're normally a little bit slower in the turn. But when he come, he got right by us. But then we had, you know, like David said, our horse is a grinder. He can really come back. So.
Tell us about his family and what brings him to this point.
He was $235,000 yearling, and after he performed the way he did last year in the Breeders' Crown, we bought back into him and then brought some partners into the horse. So we've always thought that he could be the replacement sire of Yankee Glide. So it's been an up and down year for us where you go into both big races as the favorite and get disappointed. But today he showed the courage that we know he has.
Our TJ Burkett was an eyewitness and filed this report.
Thanks, John. We had a great day of racing here at the Red Mile with the Kentucky Futurity and the Kentucky Futurity being on the same card. But another great story came on the undercard in the All-Raj Mare Trot, where Jody Jameson finally got his 6,000th win at 56-1 with Friendly Amigo. We talked to him after the race.
I'd never thought that I'd ever get to 6,000, and to be here on the biggest day of racing in Kentucky, you know, bar none, it's a great thrill, and it's good to do it in front of everybody, and I'm sure it's being watched at home.
Took you a couple days to get to this point. Was any frustration setting in?
Frustration is a mild word to put it, really. You know, I don't know if I haven't been driving well or if I just, you know, things haven't been working out. I haven't been getting in a position. I haven't been putting horses in the right positions. This race just unfolded perfectly for me, and the mare had tons of trot. So, you know, those two things combined, it was, you know, I'm really happy to get it done and drive for Blairy.
By the way, the victory by Friendly Amigo resulted in a $115 win mutual and a pick 4 carryover of more than $11,000 for tonight's card. Free pass performances and picks are available online at handicapping.ustrotting.com. Cedar Dove, but she's getting rough, and Andy keeps driving her, and it looks like Pantelopes is going to clear the leads. The fillies had their turn in the $291,000 Philly Kentucky Futurity, in which Cedar Dove took the measure of Bold and Fresh in straight heats. Driver Ron Pierce exited the garden spot nearing the half-mile marker and went on to post their sweep in 153-2 and here in 153-4.
Finally. We'll do for that one. Trying to make a liar out of you. She behaved herself. That was good.
As soon as I got her on the track, scored her down for that second heat. She was nice and loose and relaxed. She started getting a little keyed up the longer it took us to get to the gate, and but she minded her manners and went up in there real nice and trotted out of there fine and sat in the 2-hole real nice. And it just seemed like the thing to do to pop back to the top there.
Well, it's been a long road because we have been so high on her since she was a baby, really since we broke her. Noah kept saying, this is the one. She's a real class, beautiful filly, and you know, she just never really showed it. I mean, she'd either be too fired up or too excitable or whatever, but she hadn't shown it until today.
HarnessFever.com, the best way to buy and sell standardbred horses commission-free. Check out our online yearling auction October 21st through the 23rd, featuring over 70 top yearling prospects from industry-leading sires. From the web to the winner's circle, HarnessFever.com.
There was plenty more action on track at Lexington this past week, with some of the sport's top stars racing on the red clay.
Parked out in the early stages, leaving hard. Big Bad John wrestled down to drop in fourth, and Shady Shark Hanover's fifth on the outside.
Big Bad John, fresh off his win in the Little Brown Jug, confirmed that win with a win in the division of the $202,000 Bluegrass Stakes, in which David Miller directed a pull-away win in 150-1.
It's Big Bad John, westward O'Hanover, up the credit, shakes free late with a lot of work to do, but Big Bad John is strong, up the credit on the outside towards second. Big Bad John has it, Big Bad John!
Tell us what you did between the jug and now to get him ready for this.
Actually, not too much after going those 2 heats up there, and we just kind of took it easy, tried to freshen him back up and stuff, and Dave said he got a little tired on the end of the day, but I think with the trip that he got and stuff, he still was tremendous.
Does this youngster look familiar? He should. When we saw him last, he was the sale topper at last year's Lexington Selected Yearling Sale when Jimmy Tector got him for $350,000. This past Saturday, Simply Business won a division of the Bluegrass for freshman facing colts, driven by Brian Sears. The son of rock and roll Hanover had to hold off Escape the News, but won in 153 for the 4th time in 7 freshman starts.
Outside coming, Verdad is there between horses. Station 306 trying to squeeze through up the rail. Simply Business, a short lead. Escape the News coming on the inside. Verdad is off stride. Simply Business.
What did you see in him?
Well, he got the whole package. I mean, it's tough to get the colt that have this. First of all, he have a heck of a pedigree, and he's a stunning looking horse, and so he came with all the package, and fortunately we got him.
Fall at Lexington also means yearling sales, and our Heather Dodds attended a sparkling opening session of the Lexington Selected Yearling Sale.
I'm Heather Dodds with the U.S. Trotting Association here at the Lexington Selected Sale. It's the first night, Monday night, and things are pretty exciting. The fillies seem to be commanding the attention, with several coming in at over 100,000. Take a look.
150, keep count, 140, EC, 140,000. 85, give me 85, you want to give 85? Yes, 80 bid, 85, 80 in the back, give me 85, you want to give 85? Yes, 80 bid, 85, very bottom, I'm going to give 85, very bottom, I'm going to give 85, top bottom, I'm going to give 85, very good command, I'm going to give 85, yes or no? You want to give 85, 85, very bottom, I'm going to try him again, 85, 80 bid, 85, so down the back, 80,000 in the back. Thank you.
You know, you have 2 first crop sires that are, that were transcendent racehorses. So you have Some Beach Somewhere and Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe. I mean, they weren't just good racehorses. They were, arguably 2 of the, the best racehorses we've seen in the modern era. So I think that, that people are very enthusiastic about looking at them, bidding on them, and buying them. So I think, that's a big plus for sales, particularly because we have, between the 2 sires, we probably have close to 100. Of Dewey's and Some Beaches, and I think the other stallion that's been a major impact on our sale thus far has been Western Terra. The horse has had a terrific season. We're selling about 50 of them, and his colts are good, his fillies are good, and they're sharp-looking horses, and they're very much in demand. So there's plenty of depth, and the trotters are strong, the pacers are strong. You have the new crops. So there's a lot of positives. There's a lot going forward.
75, down 380, going to 24, 400, going 400,000. What do you say? 45, 410, 410, now 10, now 420. Here we go. 450, first week to help out. Sold him right here, $450. Jimmy's right, $450,000.
How about that back and forth in there? Have you ever been involved in any?
No, nothing like that before. I've witnessed it, and I really didn't grasp who it was until I saw where the other bid was coming from, because I think up to about 300 there were several people involved. But from 300 to where the gavel came down, it's kind of like the day 2 fools met. I was one fool and he was the other fool, and time will determine, but he's a great looking colt from probably one of the game's best right now families, and and I'm sure we'll have some residual value with him as time goes on, but hopefully he'll turn out to be a great racehorse.
Earlier, we noted Jody Jameson's 6,000th win. In that same race, multiple champion trotting mare Buckeye St. Pat finished a disappointing last. After the race, we spoke about her future with one of her owners, Howard Taylor.
We're still trying to figure that out. We don't know exactly what's wrong. Everybody's got their ideas. If we can't find something and find it quick, then this is going to be our last race, which is what we said going into the race. Tim has some ideas. We're going to check it out, and if that works out, maybe we'll try again in the Breeders' Crown. And but if we're not convinced she's 100%, she's doesn't owe us anything. We've had a great run, and I want to do right by her.
Next week, we'll focus on the second week of racing at the Red Mile and begin to look forward to the upcoming Breeders' Crown eliminations. And if you're near Yonkers Raceway this Saturday, the Fall Harvest Stakes will offer $400,000 in purses. I'd like to thank TJ Burkett, Heather Dodds, Mark Hall, and Rich Johnston for their great work on this week's show. And I'd like to invite you to join us next week for the next edition of Eye on Harness Racing.